Hey everybody, it's Lauren. So I recorded a video about this earlier, but it was late and it was in my car and it was actually really terrible quality. So I decided to redo it and talk about it now when it's daylight and hopefully you can see me a little bit better. So I just wanted to take a minute and talk about anxiety because I know so many people that struggle with it, even if they don't really understand what it is, and I definitely do. Not so much now, although I definitely have days still, but it's not an ongoing thing like it used to be because I have developed self-care practices and things like meditation that I do on a daily basis that really help me. And you can check out my blog for more information on that if you want to. But it still does happen, and it has been really bad in the past. So I wanted to just tell you about what anxiety looks like for me and encourage other people to kind of open up and share their own experiences because it looks different for everybody pretty much. And it's kind of something that is hard to explain and hard for a lot of people to talk about, but that a lot of people deal with. And I think that we should open up the discussion and be more open about it so that we can work on helping each other get out of, the struggles that we have around it. So basically, for me, I've struggled with anxiety pretty much for as long as I can remember. I remember even being really young, like a teenager or preteen, and having symptoms of anxiety and not understanding what they were. And I guess the symptoms haven't changed a lot, but they definitely got worse as I became an adult and I got an adult job or, had an adult career where I was working all the time. And even in college too, just when you have a high level of stress often, especially here in America, we're expected to go, go, go pretty much. So for me, there are several things that happen. It's really hard for me to concentrate. If I have a lot of things that are overwhelming me, I feel like just kind of like this crushing feeling, like it's like there's something just sitting on my chest and I can't take a deep breath. Like I can't take a deep breath in, like physically. It's really weird. It's like I'm trying, like I can't take a deep breath, and it's hard to explain because it's like, well, just breathe, but it's like something's like stuck there, and so that's one of the big things, and it affects my digestion too. I can feel it in my stomach. So when I can feel it in my chest and my stomach and my throat, I know that I'm having strong anxiety symptoms and something's going on to tell me that I need to pay attention to it. So my digestion will kind of shut down. And before I understood my anxiety, I would have problems like that where, because I've been eating a vegan diet for about 5.5 years now, and I've never had issues with diet-related issues as far as like healthy digestion and healthy flow and everything. But when I started having anxiety really, really bad a few years ago, I was having issues with being bloated and things like that I hadn't had in years, and it was really weird. And they went away whenever I was able to kind of deal with my anxiety symptoms. And besides the self-care practices, probiotics really helped me a lot for that, for anybody who is having those same issues. Another weird thing that happens is my tongue swells. Or I don't know if my tongue actually swells, but it feels like it's swelling, and that's really weird. And I haven't heard of anybody else who has said that. I think I've seen a few forums online that have said it because I've done my own searching to see if it's normal. But that definitely happens. It feels like my tongue's like really big in my mouth, like it's just cottony almost. And it makes me wonder if it's because I'm not breathing and there's not blood flow getting to my tongue. I don't really know. But that definitely happens, and that only happens when I'm anxious. I also get really irritable, and that's a really frustrating one for me because I hate because when I'm irritable, it's like I'm taking it out on the people around me, and that's hard because I don't ever want to do that. I don't ever want to. I'm the type of person that if I have a problem, I'm usually going to keep it to myself and kind of shut down, which isn't healthy either. But I don't want to project how I'm feeling on someone else. But when there's a lot going on in my head, if someone's like trying to talk to me or I feel like distracted or something, I'm prone to like wanting to have like outbursts, or get angry. And like I said, that's better too. But I remember having that as a child and not knowing what was wrong with me, so that's frustrating. Those are kind of the main things for me. It doesn't. It's weird because when you're struggling through it, it feels so just overwhelming, and if you don't know how to handle it or you don't understand what it is, even if you do understand what it is, you don't know how to stop it. So it's like this feeling of just panic and like, not really terror for me, but it's like panic. And it's usually around like something that I have to do, something that I have to do for work. This is not getting done. This is not getting done enough. And that's all I can think about in my head. And it doesn't serve me because it's like I don't end up getting things done how I want to anyway when I work myself up like that. So it's just like panic, and it's like just feeling out of control and not knowing what to do about it. So that's the main thing for me. And I don't really so much have the heart beating in my chest thing, or if I do, I don't really notice that as much as I just notice like having trouble breathing and just being able to focus on anything. I'll notice when I'm anxious, like I'll drop things, I'll run into walls sometimes, which sounds hilarious, but it's because I'm just not present in the moment. So that's the other thing I just wanted to mention, that if you struggle with anxiety, I would highly recommend developing a self-care routine. And I might do a link to some blog posts on my site that could help with that. Meditation, gratitude journaling, or just any kind of like journaling, writing down your feelings, writing about what you're thankful every day, having positive intentions that you set for yourself when you start the day. All of this is stuff that I thought I didn't need. I'm too skeptical. There aren't things like this that are actually going to work for me, if it's just tricking my mind or something, but I highly recommend it. It's not like that. It's a way of taking care of yourself and reminding yourself of what is good, what is important, and valuing yourself. That's the other thing. Self-love is so important when it comes to mental conditions and anything that has to do with us being unkind to ourselves. Try to treat yourself like your best friend. It sounds cheesy, but it's so true. I've started doing it, just be your own advocate and really try to understand why you're feeling the way you do. If you're feeling anxious, there's a reason. Maybe you're working yourself too hard. Maybe someone is not being kind to you. Maybe you're not being kind to yourself. Maybe you're setting expectations that are too high for yourself and you're not like giving yourself enough time to work through them. There could be a multitude of things. And I just think it's important to be nice to yourself, because even if no one else is, you can be your own advocate. And that's kind of my main tip for that, is just self-care is so important. And I think it's ultimately the place where we can begin healing with a lot of things, including like anxiety, stress, emotional eating, binge eating, eating disorders. And I'll talk more about that later, or you can see my emotional eating video that I posted. But anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about today. So I would love for you to leave a comment or even a video response, or send me an email, or leave me a comment on my blog and let me know what you thought about this and how anxiety looks like for you. And if you have any questions or anything that you want to add, I would love to hear that. I just think it's important that we talk about this, and that I'm really passionate about helping other people work through issues that I have had to work through as well. So that's it for now. This video is a little bit long. I had been trying to do videos that were 5 minutes or less each week, but I'm not a professional YouTuber yet. I'm kind of focusing on my blog, but I love doing kind of impromptu videos like this when I feel the need to do it. So that's, hopefully you enjoyed it. Anyway, I'm going to go. So I will see you later, and I hope you're having a great week, and hope to hear from you soon. Bye.